just want to throw in a little personal note right here. I just got back from being at Bead Fest Philadelphia. This is the big bead show that happens every August in Philadelphia. And I was just there, and I got to meet a bunch of you guys in person, and it was just such an amazing experience. People were coming up to the booth and introducing themselves and talking about all the various videos. And so I just wanted to kind of stop and say hi to you guys and thank you for following me and coming and seeing me in Philadelphia. I really enjoyed meeting everyone. So I do keep a schedule on my website, jillwisemandesigns.com, that tells where I'm going to be. Sometimes I'm teaching, and sometimes I'm at a show and I'll have a booth, and so I'll make notes about where I am and how you can meet me, because I love meeting you guys too. So now let's get down to the business part of the video, which is we're always looking for a way to make things faster, right? And in general, beading, let's just face it, bead weaving is not a fast hobby. But there are some tips and tricks that occasionally you can speed things up. I'm going to show you how you can shorten your time on making herringbone. Now, I will tell you that in general, I suggest going ahead and doing herringbone the traditional way. When we're actually looking at the beads, I'll show you the difference between the way it looks with the traditional way and the faster way. There's slightly fewer thread connections, and depending on what beads you're using, you may be able to see it. If you're a really persnickety person like me and you're just really kind of dialed down into those fine details, it might bother you. If it doesn't bother you, then go for it. This is great. I totally used this technique last night while I was making some pieces that I needed for a video later today, and I wanted to get it done as fast as possible. And so then I thought, well, I should show the gang that too. So let's take a look at the beads here. This is just a little piece of herringbone. I'm going to show you this technique using tubular herringbone, but you can use the exact same technique if it's flat herringbone. So in this little piece here, I just ladder stitched a start together, and then I did one row of herringbone that was normal. So just picking up one bead, or I'm sorry, picking up two beads, going down one, going up one. So picking up two beads at a time. The trick to doing this a little bit faster is as simple as, instead of picking up two beads, I'm picking up 4 beads. So when I go down one, see, now I just, these are actually beads that are a different color, look at that. But I now have created 2 beads on each one of these columns instead of just a single. So I just halved the amount of time that it's going to take me to make this piece if I pick them up 4 beads at a time instead of 2 beads at a time. Everything else is going to be the same. So now I'm going to pop up 1. I'll pick up 4, 3, 4, go down 1. Because these columns are a little bit taller, sometimes, now that popped right into place, but sometimes you have to kind of encourage the break right here. So you kind of have to use your needle with your thread to encourage it to pop over the way it should. And then here's my last stitch of this round. So I'm picking up my 4 and I'm going down 1 like I should. Oh, see, that one popped in perfectly too. And then here's my step up. And so you'll have to now go up 3 for your step up. Don't let that confuse you. Remember that wherever your thread is coming out here, you want that thread to just sit along this intersection here. So I don't even count down 3 when I am doing this. I am just looking, okay, this is the bead but thread is coming out of, so that means I need to go into the bead right next to it and then up all the beads in the column. So your step up is just a little bit more difficult getting in there because you have to go through 3 beads, and they always kind of seem to want to go at different angles. I caught my thread here as I was doing that. Let me just kind of grab it. There we go. Now we want that thread to suck on up in there. Okay, I'm going to do one more round for you because I want to show you what this looks like when you get a little bit farther, and I want to show you where the line shows. So here you can see where 3 of them are stacked up over here, only 1 over here. So I could just take my needle, there we go, and I just popped the thread up so that the beads went on the sides that they are supposed to. And then we can keep moving forward. 2, 3, 4. At first it's hard to remember to go to pick up 4 beads because you're always so used to doing it the other way. There we go. Get it to sit right. You're still just going to go through the top bead when you're going up. It's always just going to be that top one. Then here's my last stitch of this particular round. So there's that. And then here's where my thread's coming out. So I want it to go right in those 3, up those 3 right there. There we go. Okay, so here's what happens. You can kind of see right here, there's a little extra gap right here. This is where the thread came through. Then when this goes farther, there's going to be a slight extra little gap here. So normally you wouldn't notice this because the gap would be every set. But because we are doing this extra, with the extra beads, it's going to be every other set. So it's just a very slight difference. You notice it more because I'm using matte beads, and so those little darker spots show up a little bit better. If you're using something that's shiny, you're really not going to notice it at all, just so you know that. And what's happening here is in between these 2 beads right here, there's no thread that comes from here to here. It's only from here to here, it's from here to here, but that middle one doesn't get joined. So every once in a while that can be a problem. It just kind of is going to depend on your project, but it's certainly a technique for you to play with. You would do it exactly the same way if you're doing flat peyote. You're just picking up flat herringbone. 4 beads at a time, down 1, up 1, 4 beads at a time, down 1, up 1. It is a way for you to save some time. See if you like it. If you like it, great. I just saved you so much time, and now you'll be able to do even more projects. You're welcome. Happy beading.